He's not quite as frequent since, but it's back. Playoff football in the Bay Area here at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Tonight we continue with Wild Card Weekend with what should be a great one between the New Orleans Saints and the San Francisco 49ers. Win or go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC Wild Card game.
And this will be a return from deep in the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. First play, going to throw it. He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs.
The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup of someone trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. They were trying to liven up this playoff game very early on. Pretty deep throw, but good coverage.
I think they were counting on the defenders being a little tight, a little over-anxious early, and trying to catch them flat-footed and get a big play.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3-and-out here on 3rd and
4. Faking the handoff. Howell.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10.
Lance and the 49ers now, 1st and 10.
Just shy of the 30. They begin on the ground with Kamara, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
When people talk about plays being blown up, that's exactly what they're talking about. That's Exhibit A for physical play.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They run it again with Kamara. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And the first drive, 3-and-out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one.
There he goes left side. He's at the 40. Past the 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Returning from his end zone is Ray McCloud. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
An excellent pickup of 20 yards. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Again, it's Lance. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
That's a good job there by the corner. And we do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lance. And trying to get it to Samuel, but it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. 20! And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well. And you just knew that for this team to advance, it had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Here's McCloud from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Here we go. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Kamara. And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
To throw, it's Lance. And he fires one, but incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one. Well, they sent the power set out there, and their job is to be man-on-man and move people so they can run the football. But that time, too many men didn't get moved in the box defensively. They end up throwing him for a loss.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. With a play fake, and now here's how to throw it. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Scramble drill there, partner. Some teams have some pretty good rules for it. Others are just saying make sure you work your way back into the sight lines of your quarterback, even if you take the play deep. And that's what they attempted to do on that one, unable to connect.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
And now a low liner. I think he mishit him. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game.
Meanwhile, Lance's throw complete here to Ayuk. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go, set.
On play action, Lance. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
1st down, how to throw. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game. That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction, and that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them, and now they can make a few more plays and get back into this game.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a 1st down. Now a give up the middle. This is White, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play.
They'll go play action. Howell.
And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Touchdown! Chris Olave, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Saints continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 21-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready up.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Lance now on first down. And that'll be incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. It got his man complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Lance. And this is going to be intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Saints are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. With the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now, as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Second down, Howell now. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. They'll throw on first down. Here's Howell. He'll fight his man, Laviska Shenault. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That one good for 37 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other, and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd down, Jacobs once more. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Only gets a yard, but it's enough to set him up 1st and goal.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Howell on the QB sneak, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Sam Howell scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Saints continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 28-0.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
Here's McLeod from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it. When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Now Lance.
And this one is incomplete.
But whatever they called on defense, they made sure they were ready for the pass on that snap, made the proper adjustments, and helped force an incompletion.
Here we go.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
On the ball.
Here's Lance.
And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Ready?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
From the gun, it's Lance.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked off by Marquise Bell. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Well, that is interception number 4 for him, Charles. 4 here in the first half alone, and they're already trailing by 4 possessions.
Makes me wonder, partner, do they just not have any confidence at all in the backup, or do they just have that much confidence in him? Able to throw 4 picks already, they're certainly hoping that he can turn things around.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart.
And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. Here's McLeod from his end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
And, Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game, and really they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game, and I think it's been led by what you just talked about, that defensive front, which has not allowed them to run the football and establish control of the line of scrimmage.
3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he's on to punt for San Francisco. taken in at the 22. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them, because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Now they go play action with Howell.
He's going to sling this deep downfield into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
And the Niners are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive.
They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10.
Alontae Taylor up to make the tackle.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Working from the gun, Lance. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk.
Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
A 10th carry for Kamara. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. Here now, Johnny Townsend. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. A big kick that time, 52 yards.
At their own 36-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this, because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Nick Bosa, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Off play action. It's Howell.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There's a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And that will extend their lead even further.
So tack on 3 more, though this, it's just a rare drive where they did not find the end zone.
Yeah, you're right about that, partner. But at this point, I don't think you're too concerned about that. You just want to possess the football for a while and drain the clock. If you can get 3 out of it, that's great, too.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 1 quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup.
Okay, right.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Kamara off the draw.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know...
And this is caught. Touchdown 49ers. George Kittle, 29 yards.
And the Niners are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is down to 24. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the 4th quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field.
Breaks the tackle, now an alley. A big-time play there for New Orleans. And even 50 yards. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
On 1st down, Howell.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted.
Picked off by Fred Warner. And the 49ers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Lance and the 49ers now. 1st and 10 at their own 24. Lance looking to throw it.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Paulson Adebo. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
A line of scrimmage once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal.
Howell.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Howell, 3rd and goal.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
And it'll be intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it.
And the Niners are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Lance and the 49ers now. 1st and 10
at the 20. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
He'll fire this deep for Ayuk.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, 49ers.
Look, we all know that sometimes we see upsets in the wild card round. but I have to tell you, in this case, I did not see that coming.
I don't think anyone in the stadium saw it coming. You and I were coming in before the game. There was a couple in front of us talking about travel plans for next weekend. They might want to cancel those.
Yeah, I would say so, because right now it's looking more and more that they're going to be one and done. They're probably trying to call the hotel and make sure they get their security deposit back.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they are looking good. A 2-score lead here in this fourth quarter as they hope to capture a spot in the divisional round next weekend. Sione Takitaki gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Howell down to throw it.
Under pressure, they got him again.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
The pass caught by Olave. And he's going to be out of bounds up past the 5. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Take it at the 37.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far. And they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. A very solid gain of 27. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance. Got a man, that's Ayuk.
And they'll get this down to the 10.
15 more yards there, and quickly another 1st down.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Here's Lance to throw it.
Over the middle, complete to Samuel. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down.
And Lance now to throw.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And now the focus is really clear. They need to get that 1st down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
To throw, it's Lance. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Oh, nice defensive effort there, providing the hit as the ball got to the receiver, separates him from the catch, and normally he's a sure-handed target.
Desperation time here, Lance.
And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the Saints will have the football back. Well, they had to take one final shot at the end zone, but now things are looking really bleak.
And I agree with that totally. You had to take the shot if they did score. You know, whether you call it a miracle or not, you line up, onside kick, get the ball back, throw one more in the end zone, who knows? Had to take the chance, it just was unsuccessful.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And a most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild, and at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. 4th quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it, but you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him.
Lance now on first down.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked off by Marquise Bell. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You got to go compete for the ball so you don't get another one picked off.
Powell to the air on 1st and 10.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. A great effort there. 26 yards.
And the Saints have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
Here's McLeod from his end zone. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Throwing on first down is Lance.
He's going to let it fly. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, 49ers.
Brandon Ayuk,
his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the 49ers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will be cut down to 14. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Faking the handoff, Howell. He'll air this one out deep for Davis.
And now here's another interception.
And the 49ers are going to get the football here at their own 23.
And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining.
One final try now for Lance. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that, being able to put the big check marks up in the locker room, right? Get to the wild card game. Check. Got that.
I'm really out for blood this time.